Already, you are looking live at sold out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants will be taking on the 0-16 Buffalo Bills. And why are the Buffalo Bills 0-16? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there? Oh, my dog's here. Anybody out there at all is going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening? Watch out, buddy. Watch out. Whoa. Back up. Move the chair for you. I smashed my dog. Oh, my God. All right, Randy's here. We're okay. Anybody's going to spend any time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. If anybody's going to spend any time watching the replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. I'm going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight, shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free, fire away, throw in the chat box. Usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to as fast as I can. So please feel free, fire away. But plus also, instead of me just like rambling on for half an hour, 45 minutes, it's just nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free and fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second membership level I got is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level I got is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. I thank you so much in advance. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. I can use all the support I can get. But if not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. And then finally, also in the description box below, there's 2 additional links. The top one is a Facebook link, and then the second one takes you to my Twitter account. To me, it's always been Twitter. It's Twitter today. It'll be Twitter tomorrow. It'll be Twitter next year. Whatever letter of the alphabet Elon Musk wants to call it this week, it don't matter to me. It's Twitter. So, if you want to check out my Twitter account, I put stuff in there every day. If you follow me, I will follow you back. That's a promise. And also there's another link. There's a top link there. It takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's a group. We have over 6,800 members in the group. It's growing pretty much every day. If I'm alive and breathing and if I have internet access, there's stuff going in the group every day, darn near 365. And not only do I put stuff in there, but if you become a member, members post stuff in there as well too. So between me and the members, there's a ton of New York Giants information going in there every day, right? So, with all that stuff said and done that way with, well, here we go, guys. Another Monday night, not Monday night, prime time. Prime time game for the Giants. The first 3 weren't pretty, and this one won't be. This one will be pretty much about the same. It's not going to be. It's not going to be for the faint of heart. If you're a Buffalo Bill fan, it's going to be a whale of a football game. Let me tell you. There's like a get right game. I mean, because Buffalo went across the pond, right? Last week, and they lost a tough game. So I mean, I mean, it ain't too early. I mean, the way Miami's playing for Buffalo, I mean, you want to stay, they want home field advantage. They want everything coming through Buffalo, right, at the end of the season. They want, if it has to become at Miami, if it winds up being a championship game with Miami and Buffalo, they want Tua having to throw to Waddle or Hill or whatever it is, and 20-degree weather with snow coming down and a blizzard-like condition, because Josh Allen can gun the ball through a blizzard. Tua can't. That's really that'll hurt the Miami, the Dolphins, or whoever, anybody. But Buffalo wants, the home field advantage. So they want to stay neck and neck with Miami. They want to, they got as of right now, it's a long way to go. But I mean, they got the as of right now, the advantage over Miami because they beat them a couple weeks ago, whooped up on them pretty good. But they gotta keep winning, and especially if you got a game at home and it's against the Giants, and as banged up as the Giants are, I said this like I think last night or whatever. This is like Michael Jordan. He's got the ball and he's in the air. I mean, you got to slam dunk it, right? It's like Tiger Woods. He's about that far away from the hole. You drain the putt, right? This is one of those games. This is the get right game. If there's a get right game of ever get right games for the Buffalo Bills, this is it. Prime time. You're at home. You need this win. The Giants, this will be their sixth starting offensive line, probably. Injuries, backup quarterback. We're 1-4, absolutely pathetic. We can't run, we can't pass. Other than that, we're in great shape. We can't block, we can't run, we can't pass, we can't score. Other than that, we're the greatest team of all time, right? So I mean, if there's ever a game, I mean, the only way the Giants could win, I mean, a lot of things would just have to go really, it would have to go wrong. A lot of things. They would have to many turnovers. We'd have to maybe return a kickoff back for a touchdown. I mean, just all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm sure would have to want to happen, and I just don't see it happening. I mean, Buffalo does. It's not maybe the greatest defense, but they have a very solid defense. They get pressure. Now, let's not forget Von Miller. I think he played 18 snaps last week, so they're ramping him up. So he'll get maybe 25, 30 snaps, whatever, this week, right? And he's just foaming at the mouth. He's just, man. He's visioning like at least 5 sacks again. He's looking at the film of the Giants' offensive line. He's like, oh my God, I could probably set a personal game high against these guys. I mean, he's thinking at least 5 sacks. I mean, and they don't have the cornerbacks and safeties and all don't have sacks. They get the pressure with their edge rushers, maybe, and their defensive line. They get enough pressure, like getting 4 guys there, and they lead the league in sacks. Then of course, Von Miller coming back, which doesn't help the Giants out at all. They lead the league in takeaways, which don't help the Giants out at all. I mean, it's just prime. I'm not saying the Giants can lose by 80, but the Giants haven't been able to get their run game going. I mean, I said with the offensive line, there's no continuity whatsoever with the offensive line. We brought Pugh up. Right, we're going to go over some of this stuff, but I mean, it's just an absolute mess. Absolute mess. I mean, hopefully maybe the Giants can maybe score a couple touchdowns, maybe look somewhat presentable, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I mean, Josh Allen, basically, he's one of those guys, if he's on, because sometimes he does some boneheaded things. He'll just make some boneheaded throws and throw some interceptions, and he'll keep throwing them, and sometimes basically he'll lose the game for Buffalo, but that's few and far between. Most of the time, he can pretty much will stuff to happen on the field. And if things aren't happening his way, or there's not a receiver open that he can just gut it into, I mean, because you don't need much of a window. He's got an arm, he's got a cannon, and he could, launch it pretty much from anywhere, right? But if things break down or whatever, don't matter to him. He'll just run over the nearest guy right in front of him. He'll get the contact, and he'll pick up a first down that way. So it's going to be very, very tough to, if anything, if we do try to get him to go to his left, where he's like maybe throwing it, like against his back, against, the other way. Again, so get him rolling to the left. But I mean, other than that, it's just going to be very, very difficult for the Giants. I mean, to get mission accomplished here. I can, quite easily. I think that last I saw the Giants were like a 14-point underdog, and I really don't see it getting any better. It's a shame, but without question, I can certainly see the Giants being 1-5. Now, if they After this, they start having some easier games coming up. Now, once again, does that mean we're going to win? I mean, sometimes it's just almost like it doesn't matter. It's almost you just got to get on your knees and you got to pray, sweet dear baby Jesus. Are we allowed to win a football game? It's not can we or this or that or are we allowed to? Right? Because the way it is like the Giants walk guys on the field, they have a snap or two, and 3 or 4 guys rush off the field because they're injured. Right? Then you bring guys up from the practice squad, they come on, they play a couple plays, and then they go off because they're injured. And then more guys come. I mean, you just may not be allowed to. Whatever you scheme up, whoever you free agents you bring in from whatever it does, you just may not be allowed to. Because no matter what you do, guys are getting injured. It's absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, and sometimes it just seems like, it's when it rains, it just pours, and it hasn't gotten any better. So I mean, hopefully, maybe in the back half, it's supposed to be the 6 games. We had 11 games to go. I mean, hey, let's look at the last 11. I mean, can we go 5-6, 6-5 in the last 11? I mean, still 6 and that might be still asking for a lot, especially with all the injuries they have. Because let's not forget, we have to play the Eagles twice. We still got to play the Cowboys, and then of course the Commanders. They're not going to be a pushover. They barely lost to the Eagles. I mean, so that's not going to be an easy. Either one of those games is not going to be easy at all. The Jets. The Jets are not an offensive juggernaut, but they've got a defense will be able to keep them in any game. The Rams. So if the Giants are in the last 11 games, if somehow they can go like maybe 6-5, man, that would be pretty darn sweet. But once again, we got to get guys get back. We got to get Andrew Thomas back. It really would help to have Daniel Jones. Not that Tyrod's a horrible quarterback. I'm so happy he's on our team. He's a great backup quarterback and all. But, I really think Daniel Jones, if we can get him, it would be helpful. But once again, you don't know. You don't know how bad the neck is. It's just sore, but, right, when are we going to get Saquon back? Right? I mean, it really is going to help if we have all our complements of weapons. Right. But then again, it all sets on the fact that what does the offensive line do? Yeah. Can the offensive line stay healthy? Can the offensive line protect it? We got guys, we're calling up guys, which I'm going to go over, guys from the practice squad. We got 2 guys from the practice squad coming up. I mean, it's like almost no matter what you do, you're screwed. Right. So I'm saying, so these final 11 games, after we're probably going to lose tomorrow night, these final 11 games, man, if we can go 5-6 or 6-5 with the amount of injuries we have, that wouldn't be bad. That would be something certainly to build on for the next season, because pretty much, I could see, if we had all our guys healthy, if we were 1-5, and somehow we had all of our guys healthy and we could remain relatively healthy the rest of the year, I could see us, maybe making some type of maybe a nice little put, maybe winning 6 or 7 out of the last 11 games. But just the way we are, the injuries we got and everything, I said, if we can win like maybe 5 games out of the last 11, maybe 6, that wouldn't be bad. That would be something to build upon, and then just work toward next season. Just try to take it from there. But I really don't see any way at all that the Giants are going to, keep this game, competitive. So, it'll be 0-0 at one point. But after that, I got like maybe 33-14, 33-13, 34-13, something like that. I don't see it being a very good game. Unless you're a Buffalo Bill fan. If you're a Buffalo Bill fan, this might be the greatest game of all time for you, right? So it is what it is, guys. Just try to, when you watch the game, just try to, pick out some of it, and maybe Deonte Banks has a good game. right? Maybe Kayvon gets another sack. Maybe Dexter gets some good pressure up the. Look at some of our young guys. Right? Maybe Evan Neal has a good game. Some of the guys that we just drafted that we got in there that we want to try to build the team around. Maybe Wan'Dale Robinson, right? Keep an eye out on him. He hasn't done too bad. Maybe Eric Gray can, in the return game, does some good things. Maybe he gets on the field and has maybe a couple good runs in there or whatever. Let's try to even. It might be a lost season, unfortunately, but it doesn't mean we can't try to enjoy some of it. And try to get some goodness out of it if you can. Try to as I said, pick out some of the players that we just drafted, some of the young studs that we have, and maybe they'll have a good game, right? But as I said, I don't see it being close or competitive. All right, so then it wasn't very pretty. What was his final numbers? The Giants were scouting Caleb Williams. Ooh. Well, they were scouting Caleb Williams, but also, according to Mel Kiper, I think I got to read this here. There was, how many guys were there? What was the foul? 48-20. Yeah, it wasn't a very good game. Caleb Williams did not have a very good game. Let's see here. No. Nope. There's somewhere. I know, as I said, I know Mel Kiper had between Notre Dame and USC, they had a bunch of guys who were ranked in like the top 10 or so of their let's see here. Try this here. Maybe this will work. But I said, I know. There we go. Mel Kiper there was a bunch of guys, just between USC and Notre Dame. I guess it's not. We gonna do it here. Nope. Adam Schefter. Nope. I guess maybe not. But Mel Kiper, he had between Notre Dame and USC, there was a bunch of guys who he had ranked really high. Maybe this is it. So I know I saw somewhere here. I guess maybe not. Nope. No luck for me. But I said, but Mel Kiper Jr., he had between USC and Notre Dame, a lot of their players were ranked really high. So it wasn't so much just the Giants going to go and maybe look at Caleb Williams specifically, or scouting him specifically. There was a bunch of other players there to be scouted as well who. Let's see. I said, who do we got here? I know there's Brandon Bean, general manager, seat in press box. Well, it looks like, so you got Joe Shane and you got Brandon Bean. They're there. So, Bean's not, Brandon Bean's not there to be scouting Caleb Williams. When you got Josh Allen. But also looks like the Vikings, because this might be it for Kirk Cousins. Right. And then, of course, they got Ryan Poles from the Bears. Now, I'm not sure why, because he's scouting other guys. Oh, here you go. Mel Kiper Jr. has 8 combined USC and Notre Dame players in the top 10 of their respective positions. So there's 8. So that's in the top 10. So there's a lot of really good talent in this game here that Notre Dame wound up winning. They actually found an offense. Well, they didn't really find an offense. They didn't even have 300 yards of offense. But in this game, so there's a lot of good talent that's going to be coming out in the draft next season. between USC and Notre Dame. So, so I mean, it just doesn't necessarily mean that he went there just to scout Caleb Williams. But I mean, he did not have I know he had three. Let's see. He had three, at least three interceptions. And that's not, that's not real. Here we go. All right. 48-20. Caleb Williams. He didn't even have 200 yards passing. I mean, not impressive at all. All right. I mean, he had three interceptions. I mean, this was not a. I mean, if they're there going to scout him, there's not a banner game. This is not one of his better games. Caleb Williams, 23 out of 37, 199 yards, 5.4 yards an attempt, one touchdown, three interceptions. Not a good game. Actually, the Notre Dame quarterback didn't do too bad. Well, he only had 126 yards passing, but I mean, Notre Dame did enough to win. But, so this was not a banner game for Caleb Williams. I mean, this might have brought his stock down a little bit. I mean, Notre Dame lost to Ohio State. They almost lost to Duke. They did lose to Louisville. They don't have the greatest defense in the whole country. I mean, Caleb could have done some things in this game, and he threw three interceptions, one touchdown, and they got blown out by 28 points. Not impressive at all. They were down, 24-6 at halftime. They were down 31-13 after three quarters, and then they lost 48-20. So this is not a good game for him. But but with Shane, there's a lot of other talent there. A lot of other talent. Plus, I mean, that too. There's also the fact that there's other quarterbacks out there too. Now, as that once again, one of these things you don't know. You don't know. What's going to go on? You don't know, like with Saquon. You don't know with Adoree Jackson. Yeah, I'm sure Leonard Williams is probably gone. We got some guys there. Probably Glowinski is probably gone. Xavier McKinney. You don't know. As I said, what they think of Daniel Jones. So, but there's our other quarterbacks out there as well too. So just because Caleb Williams doesn't have a good game or whatever, I mean, doesn't mean they went there specifically. Just looking at Caleb Williams. All right, then we got. Let's see what else we got here. Now wait. All right, so now then they did do some elevations here. They got some roster moves here. All right. Tommy DeVito and Justin Pugh elevated from the practice squad. Ojulari, I'll go over him in just a moment, goes to injured reserve. Hard to believe. Azeez Ojulari injured again. Man, I've never heard that before. Simply amazing. He's injured, comes back, plays one game, and he's injured again. It's just simply amazing how the guy cannot stay on the field. Jimmy Johnson, the old coach of the Dallas Cowboys, says, and it's true, hurt players get hurt. You got guys like Leonard, like Sexy Dexy. Every snap, he's getting double teamed. He's trying to fight his way to double team. This guy throwing this guy, somebody else is smashing him, is coming in, he's trying to tackle him. He does that 30, 40, 50 snaps every game, double teaming and this and that. And next place gets smashed again, another double team, trying to fight off, grab a tackle and make a tackle, and this all. At the end of the game, he just walks off the field and he's fine. Azeez Ojulari plays 10, 15 snaps and something goes wrong. Simply, absolutely amazing how he can't play a football game without getting injured. Absolutely amazing. But let's see, we got, obviously I don't want Tyrod to get injured at all, but Tyrod has been known to get injured. So then we quite possibly might want to having to put Tommy DeVito into the firing squad there. Poor guy. But it says injuries forced the Giants to make several moves on Saturday to fill out their roster for Sunday night's game against Buffalo. So practice squad elevations. Of course, obviously, you got to have two quarterbacks, right? So they got Tyrod. Of course, that's why they had to elevate Tommy DeVito. I want to keep calling him Danny DeVito all the time, but Tommy DeVito. And then they brought up Justin Pugh. So with Daniel Jones out, the Giants need to either elevate DeVito from the practice squad or sign him to the 53-man roster. Elevating him likely shows confidence that Jones' neck injury is not long-term. So let's hope. Pugh told the media that week that he was unsure how many snaps he could play. He practiced in pads on Wednesday for the first time in almost exactly a year after suffering a torn ACL and did not seem confident he could handle playing a full game of 60 to 70 snaps. He said perhaps he will be in the backup emergency use role on Sunday. So, and then of course they Jalen Mayfield, they signed him to the active roster. So he's not on the, he's not on the practice squad anymore. So with starters Andrew Thomas, John Michael Schmitz, along with backup Matt Parrott out, and reserve Shane Lemieux questionable with a groin injury. Once again, Shane Lemieux injured. Where have I heard those words before? Absolutely amazing. Simply amazing. The guy can't make it more than like a game, 2-3 games or whatever without coming up with some type of an injury. Absolutely amazing. The Giants needed offensive line reinforcements. So a 2021 third-round pick by the Falcons, Jalen Mayfield, played 45 snaps last week against the Dolphins. And after starter Marcus McKethan left the game with a knee injury, right? McKethan and starter right tackle Evan Neal with an ankle have also been both on the injury report for the Giants this week, though it would appear both will be able to play. Although, of course, with the injuries and all, we're not exactly sure how good they're going to be able to play, but they'll hopefully be able to play. So we got Jalen Mayfield. So, I mean, Lord knows what offensive line they're going to wind up putting out there as far as starters tomorrow and all and everything. But it's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It doesn't matter what you do, how hard you train or watch film or this, that, if you're meant to get screwed, you're going to get screwed. And it's basically it started with the first drive of the season, right? Giants get down there, right? Get down inside the 10-yard line with Dallas. The rain's coming down, prime time, all that stuff and everything like that. Then we had a false start. And then we had a bad snap. Then we had a blocked field goal, run back for a touchdown. Season's over. Andrew Thomas pulls his hamstring. Somebody steps on the cleats. Graham Gano blocked the field goal, run back for touchdown. Just beginning of the onslaught. 40-0. We lose. Absolutely amazing. Just one horrible thing after the other this week. So hopefully we don't get too many guys injured this week. Hopefully. But then I figured it out. So there's 17 games next season, right? And then we got, obviously there's 12 games left this season, right? So you got 12 and 17 for next season. So 29, right? So these would be the final 29 games in Azeez Ojulari's New York Football Giants career. And unfortunately, he's going to start these final 29 games on the injured reserve. Plain and simple. Azeez Ojulari, the third-round edge defender, struggles to stay on the field. Continue. A variety of soft tissue injuries limited Ojulari to 7 regular season games last season. He has missed 2 games so far this season due to a hamstring injury and will now miss at least the next 4 with a freaking ankle injury. Absolutely freaking amazing how this guy cannot stay on the football field. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't wish any. I want the guy to be healthy because he really makes a difference in there, especially with the pass rush, especially with him and Kayvon. We thought we had our fab 2, right? Our good 2 edge rushers, and we can build off of those guys. Nope, got to go back to the drawing board. Now at least hopefully we have Kayvon, right? But as far as Azeez Ojulari, these are his final 29 games, and he's going to spend as a Giant. He's going to spend at least the first 4 of these final 29 games on the injury reserve. I mean, somehow his rookie season, he played in all 17 games. He started 13. But last season, he played in 7 games, started 5. This year, he's only played in 3 games. This will be, so this is what, week 6, 7, 8, 9. So with this season, he'll spend at least the next 4 weeks. So he'll, out of the first 9 weeks this season, he's only played in 3 games. And then I'm sure once he comes back, he's going to get injured again. And, once again, I said, Jimmy Johnson said, and it's very true. And Jimmy Johnson, the head coach of, he was the head coach of the Cowboys, but also he finished up his career with the Dolphins. But Jimmy Johnson said this, and it's so true. So true. He said, hurt players get hurt. And that's all Azeez are. He's a hurt player, and all he does is he continues to get hurt. So when he comes back, from injury reserve, hopefully after week 9, he'll go on the field and, whatever, week 10, 11, whatever it might be, and he'll get injured again. Guaranteed. You can guarantee it. And I said, he did not get drafted by this regime. He came with the store, right? So they have no ties to him. He's a great guy, great locker room guy, always got a smile on his face, positive attitude, all that stuff and everything. But he can't make the club in the tub. And, they did not draft him, and he's he's not worth it. And especially, I mean, after his first 4 seasons, it's a contract time, right? He's going to want to, I mean, he's going to want to get paid. Yeah. But he's not making, $15-20 million, but he's whatever. He's going to want, I don't know, whatever, 5 million, 6, 7 million. You think they're going to want to give him any, dude, what are you going to spend the next 16 out of 17 games on the sideline being injured? We're going to actually, So I can really say that these would be the last 29 games of Azeez Ojulari's career with the New York Football Giants. So, we have to. That's something the Giants are definitely going to need to address without question. In the draft / right, free agency, whatever you want to call it, we need to bolster the Lions. I don't know what direction they're going to go in as far as like offensive linemen. We're going to just keep drafting high offensive linemen, and they just don't produce. I mean, it look like John Michael Schmitz, right? Maybe before the end of the season, we might get Andrew Thomas back. But I don't know where we're going to go from here. As far as with the offensive line, but we do need to do something with the defensive line. We need an edge rusher. We need multiple edge rushers. We need multiple edge rushers, right? I mean, it's obviously if we're still in rebuilding. We don't have, it would be nice to get them all in one season, but we need at least 2 more edge rushers that can. I mean, I know I'm asking for a lot, so please forgive me, but at least 2 edge rushers that can stay healthy and rush the quarterback. Because we got, whatever you want to call it, Boogie Basham or Hottie Ward or what, they can be edge or whatever you want to call them, but they're not edge rushers. They're not doing stuff to the pocket. They're not getting sacks, getting hits, getting this, getting that. They're not difference makers. We need at least 2 more guys. If we're going to keep Kayvon, we need at least 2 more guys that can stay healthy and can affect the quarterback. And, because, after next season, Azeez Ojulari will be bye-bye. I said we also need, we're going to let Leonard Williams go, right? I mean, we need more quality. I mean, we need a lot of things, but we need to start working on the lines. We whatever we got to do. I mean, I said whether it's coaching or whatever, we got to work on that offensive line. Hopefully we can stay healthy, and maybe we can get 5 guys in there. Maybe next season or toward the end of this season, we get 5 guys in there. Maybe we can start gelling together. I'm not sure, but we really need to work on those the 2 lines, without question, because we're getting manhandled, and it all starts up. It all starts with the lines. if you're weak on any of the lines, it shows, and the Giants can't stop the run, and we can't pass block, and we can't run. I mean, our running backs are averaging under 3. I mean, we don't have Saquon in there. So if we had Saquon in there, the numbers would probably be a little bit better, without question. But without Saquon, I mean, we're averaging under 3 yards a carry for our running backs. I mean, that is absolutely unbelievably pathetic. Yeah. Well, as I said, what I would sort of like to see him to do would be, work on the 2 lines. If we need cornerbacks, okay. If we need other, but it starts in the trenches. That's where it starts. If we let Adoree Jackson go, right, we're going to need another cornerback. So we're going to take a cornerback in the first round. Okay, so that'll help the secondary. Or if we want to get a dog of a wide receiver, right, we need a dog, right. Maybe take some good wide receiver in the first round. Okay, that'll help, but we're still going to lose. We're still losing in the trenches. And if you lose in the trenches, it doesn't matter who your wide receivers are, who your cornerback. You got to win in the trenches. And I would like to see him, go directly after defensive lines, tackles or edge rushers, and whatever they're going to do with the offensive line. Try to figure something out with Evan Neal. Maybe, hopefully, by the end of the season, maybe he starts taking a little step forward as far as the right tackle, right? Because I mean, if he doesn't start playing much better, by the end of the season, they got themselves are we going to keep him there? A lot of people don't seem to think that he can play guard. So if you can't keep him right tackle, and maybe he can't play. Some people seem to think. I'm not in that position to say. But I mean, if he can't play guard and you can't keep him a right tackle, it's like, oh boy, what are you going to do now, right? So they got themselves a dilemma there. But well, guys, it's been 37 minutes, so I'll be back after the game's over with. If it's try to enjoy it. I'm going to try to enjoy it. It's probably not going to be easy to watch. None of these games have been easy to watch so far, except for the second half of the Cardinal game. But just try to enjoy it the best you can, right? And hopefully, better times are to come. So whoever spent any time watching me live, thank you. Or if anybody spends any time watching the replay, this once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.